en route to the clinic, drinking my water in an attempt to comfortably fill my bladder. Not entirely sure what that means because I'm not very good when I need to pee. When I need to pee, I need to pee. So this could be hit or miss.
It better not be a miss.
Well, no, I better not be a miss, to be fair, yeah. We're a tiny smidge later than we wanted to be because we've had our usual disorganised morning, but we should have plenty of time. We had to print off forms for using embryo glue because we've decided we're going to go ahead with that and do the consent, and we didn't do it yesterday, we had to do it this morning. And anyway, we are en route. I had my acupuncture last night, so I'm feeling pretty calm, to be fair, other than the stress of having to get out of the house quickly enough. But that was all good, and going for acupuncture straight after the transfer. We managed to get an appointment literally within an hour and a half, so couldn't have wished for anything better from that perspective. So yeah, feeling hopeful, feeling excited, feeling kind of calm. We got this.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Jess?
I was so calm this morning. That's why we're late, pretty much. Like, I was just like lying in bed, chilling out, playing games with my phone, chatting to people on Instagram. Like, it was not like I was just not stressed at all. And I think that slight lack of stress then kicked in, and I was feeling very disorganized and haven't had breakfast, didn't have time to make coffee, barely printed the forms. So yeah, like that wasn't.
I had breakfast. Actually, that was terrible. I had breakfast.
So yesterday the clinic found us to give us our appointment for today, and when they were doing that, we were expecting an embryo update. So it was me who took the call, and I was already flustered because they asked me Sheilah's date of birth, which I can never remember. I know, it's always between two dates. Like, I know the month, I know the year, I just can never remember which date it is.
Heard this story so many times.
Alright, drama queen. Anyway, that's the first thing they asked me, so I felt really flustered. So I didn't take in the information particularly well because I felt like I'd failed some sort of test and that the woman thought I was an absolute idiot. I don't like this game.
I like being in control of the camera, although it's too close to me when I turn it around to face me. So
right, well. So anyway, so she rang and she asked me that. I was a bit flustered. I got it right first time, by the way, and she actually said to me, because she was laughing at me.
It was a guess.
No, it wasn't. I got it right, and she was laughing, and she was like, "Don't worry, I'll make sure to tell Sheilah tomorrow that you did know her date of birth." And I was like, "Thank you. You do that. That would be helpful."
We'll see.
So she was very nice and funny. So that was grand. And then she just literally was like, "Okay, so I'm going to book you in for tomorrow at 11:15." And she told me, like, arrive at this time and, like, tell Sheilah to do this and blah, blah, blah. "Okay, so we'll see you then." And I was like, okay. And by the way, to do this and this is like to have the comfortably full bladder, to bring a long top or a nightie, and
not to wear perfume.
Not to wear perfume. They were the three things.
Which I've taken to mean not to wear deodorant either, so I'm probably a bit stinky today, but we'll see.
So yes, that was all she was going to tell me. She was like, "Okay, bye," and I was like, "Well, how are my embryos? Like, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, they're all fine." And I was like, "Okay," and like, what? Yeah, they're all at the compact stage, and looking fine.
There was no, what did she call it?
No
fragmentation.
Yeah, little to no fragmentation. So I'm here thinking, like, that's great, wonderful. And she said, "Yep, so that's all good. So we expect to lose half of them by tomorrow." "All right, we'll see you then." And I was like, "What? Like, based on what?" So again, I was like, "Do you mean?" Obviously, I didn't ask her this. That would have been way too organised. But afterwards, I was thinking, I don't know if she means because generally people lose 50% of them by day 5, so that's like what they're expecting, or if she's looking at the sample and thinking, "Oh, about half of them aren't doing as well," because she kept saying they're all fine, yeah, we're going to lose half of them. So I don't know which it is.
Find out this morning. They're going to tell us this morning kind of status of them all and what they can freeze, etc. So
yeah, we'll get all their grades. And my brother last night was in fits of giggles over the whole thing. Like, we have a good relationship and we had a laugh, but he was telling me that in his junior cert, which in Ireland is like the equivalent of What's the exams to do here when you're
Well,
like 14?
When I was that age, it was standard grades, but I don't know what they're called now.
Whatever they are now.
The equivalent of standard grades.
Yeah. He was like, when I did that, I had 14 subjects, so we have obviously got 14 embryos. And he said, and I got 7 A's. So I expect you to get 7 A's.
Well, we have to do better than him, surely. Surely we have to aim for 8 A's at that rate.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can tell, but we're quite a competitive family. Like, I love that and I did say to him, right, because by the way, my brother is not that age now. Like, he's almost, like, he'll kill me for saying he's almost 30, because he's not, he's like, I don't know, 20.
You can see that she's got a problem with birthdays.
6. He's going to be 27. I don't know. He's 26 or 20. He must be
Birthdays and
26.
ages. She just doesn't do them.
He's 26. I just have to think about it for a minute. Anyway,
Big bag of rubbish on the
I got
road
distracted
there.
by the road. Distracted by driving as opposed to distracted by the camera. Anyway, so he is actually in his late 20s, and then I gave him quite a lot of grief that the last achievement that he can compare himself to, he did over 10 years ago, and I told him that he needs to update his achievements to compare with my life. So he was not best impressed, but we had a good laugh, and it's nice, like all of our like families and stuff are being messaging today, and we've got friends, we've got people on Instagram asking after us. So although it'll be hard if it doesn't work, because we'll have to share that with everybody, like, I still am glad that we have those people around us, like, because I think it's just really nice and helpful, and even if it is bad news at the end, it'd be nice to have support. So feeling very grateful for our wee community this morning. So thank you if you're watching this and you've messaged or checked in. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's go get our baby.
Yay!
Here is Sheilah drinking all of her water.
I had to give up and pee. Now I have to refill my bladder.
We weren't able to film when we went through for the procedure, but it was a really, really nice procedure. We got wheeled through once Sheilah was ready and she felt her bladder was kind of suitably full, which she was really, really nervous about, but it transpired that that was absolutely fine. I got to go with her, which was really good. We did know in advance that I would be able to do that, and we were really grateful because we know that some clinics at the moment aren't allowing that. So I went through with Sheilah and got to hold her hand, see her go up in the stirrups. It was really funny for me to be in that position because obviously it was the exact same place that I had been last week. So it was really interesting to see it from the other side, and you could see straight through to the lab where they were preparing the embryo, which was really cool. They checked our information, they got Sheilah comfortable, they made sure that we could see the screen. The nurse even gave me a job to hand her the kind of scanner and to take it back and to hand it back to her. So I felt I got a little job, which made me feel useful, which was nice. So they did a practice run where they insert a catheter through just to check that everything's fine. And so they do that to make sure it's all going to work before they obviously try it with the embryo. Then they go off to the lab. By that I mean they take 3 steps towards this little hatch in the window, and the lab hands through the embryos. That took a couple of minutes, and they had prepared us that there would be a little kind of break while they got all organised. And they got the catheter put back in place with the embryo ready to go, and they showed us the screen. So this is the screen that you can currently see. The big black shadow is Sheilah's very full bladder, so she was happy that she wasn't being a drama queen and that she actually did have a full bladder. The kind of shadow you can see underneath that's slightly wider than the yellow circle, that is Sheilah's uterus, and then the white part in the middle of that yellow circle, that is where the catheter released the fluid that contained the embryo. So they gave us a countdown. They told us that that embryo is an A grade embryo, and it scored 9.2 in the embryo scope, which was crazy because previously they told us that there would be that it was very rare to have one over 9. So they did us a little countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, released the embryo. We saw the flash of fluid, and they took this photo for us, which was super exciting. So it's now nestled in Sheilah, and we hope it's going to stay put and grow.
We did it!
Oh. Try again. I was going to say we're poopo.
Okay.
We're people!
We did it! It was amazing.
Magical!
Yeah.
It was that, like, I was not expecting to find that so fabulous. Like, they made the experience really nice.
Yeah.
We were really relaxed, we had a laugh.
They had nice music on.
Yeah.
It's got to be. That's going to be our song. from now on.
Perfect. Speaking of perfect, we got our results for our embryos. We have 9 embryos.
All A's or B's.
All A's and B's. They said even the B's will probably be A's by this afternoon. 9. So we.
Yeah, they're going to phone us on Monday with the final tally.
Well, yeah, because they're gonna freeze those ones today, and then the other 5, they said like still look like they could develop overnight, and they're gonna check them all tomorrow. So we could have more than 9, but right now we have freaking 9 embryos. Well, we've got 8 embryos now and 1 baby.
What's a mate? Oh no, still an embryo. It's not there yet.
One hopefully soon to be a baby, but yeah, it was so nice. We got to see it go in.
Yeah.
I actually felt quite emotional.
Yeah.
Like, and I also think just like sitting beside Sheilah when it was happening, like I was like envisaging like birth and oh my god, what will it be like in the future? And yeah, it was super magic.
It was. And now we get McDonald's
McDonald's chips time,
and acupuncture
and then pineapple,
and then pineapple.
all the good things.
Yay!
We did it!
Woo!